Still thinking, and we're live.
Hi, welcome to the StockinetteZombies. I'm Amy, also known as Janima.
I'm Megan, also known as Just Run It, and this is episode 410.
Yeah, technical difficulties, so I'm not on my usual setup here, but
Yeah,
we made it.
yeah, we were just noticing, like, I don't know if like it's something to do with like this that's making my camera like completely blow me out, but we've got an interesting camera setup today.
Yeah.
Between the both of us, between the both of us. Patricia says, good morning. Good morning. Thanks for joining and sorry for the delay. So we do have a bunch of administrati, and I know that I've got quite a pile of finished objects. So we're not gonna chit chat. Sorry,
Okay.
get right to it. I drew for 2 self-striping winners. My goodness, it'd been a bit since everybody had gotten their check marks. So I apologize. I had been kind of keeping up with the ZK, KAL, as well as the Craft Your Own Book Venture. So without further ado, the May and June winners. Oh my goodness, May feels like a billion years ago. A Mindy 2000 and 3 Little Mittens Knits. I almost said kittens, but nope, 3 Little Mittens Knits. You both, so how both of these are going to work, I have some yarn, and then we also have our swag shop, which recently got updated with a new Craft Joy logo. I'm working on a smaller one for Amy, so there'll be more coming there. But if you would like to pick something out of that shop, one of you will get this freckled whimsy hocus pocus collection, purples, greens, blues, self-striping, and one of you will get something out of our swag shop. So reach out to me with your preference, and I'll let you know if you were the first and if you get your preference. Probably could be persuaded to give you both swag shop, like a shirt or a bottle or something. But yeah, there's the yarn. And the other one is the Craft Your Own Book Venture, which I announced the with a heavy assist with Amy on the categories. The new categories for this third quarter. Also working on the cool little, you participated in 2 quarters and did 3 of the 5 categories, a little promised item for the folks that have done so. But without further ado, third quarter is paperback, which is craft with a plant-based yarn. Footnotes, which is craft a project for your feet. I think everybody knows what I'm going to do there, but it could be slippers. It could be those toeless socks. It could be, yeah, I think I could be convinced that like a boot topper is for your feet-ish, right? For a feet-based item. Bookworm is craft with silk-based yarn. Had a question immediately about the percentage of content, and I said if there's any silk in it, it doesn't have to be 100% or 50% or whatever, just any silk in it. Beach Read, which is craft a beach-inspired project. Again, could be something you're going to wear to the beach, something that's inspired by a beach motif, a colorway that is beach-inspired. These are all just kind of ways to participate and feel awesome about checking off a whoop, I did beach read. And the last one is memoir, which is craft a project inspired by a memory, or you could make it part of making a new memory, right? So take a picture and
my beach item is that winter beach cardigan that I keep putting off. So I'm like, oh, I have to do it now. And then memory was like, oh, I've always wanted to do a granny square project. So that's kind of a memory of granny square blankets and whatnot. So I haven't really done one in a long time, if ever. I think I've started them, but I don't think I've ever finished one. So that was my 2 items. I think I might go with sweater or bag for my item, but yeah, I'm excited to do a granny square project.
Excellent. I love that. I love that. Yeah. A little bit of a dovetail into what I hope to jump into next, but the Mosaic Knitting Workshop by Ashley Wimpy has arrived. She sent us an extra one so that we can give one away. Yeah.
You mean that's not mine?
We can share. We just so that we can share with other people as well. And excited for possibly making a pillow. I remember crafted pillows
Mhm.
in my grandparents' house, right?
Mhm.
Like felt really like either they were latch hooked or they
Mhm.
were just like crafted pillows, right? So perhaps going to make that and have that be part of a memoir.
Mhm.
But yeah, so excited there. Really appreciate everybody that's participated in 3 of the 5 categories per quarter. I drew for last quarter, and the prizes there are going to be your choice of Swanky DK, which is a super, super soft merino
Mhm.
cashmere nylon, 250 yards. I could see this going into like the top of a yoke of a sweater or just a fabulous hat, but some very bright colors on this is the Fiber Society number 24, and this one is 28. But your choice there of either one of these or again, something from the shop. You can grab a shirt if you'd like, or a water bottle. And the winner there was Looney Hiker. So yeah, it's a great group out there that has got things checked off. Still working on how I can share those projects because they are fabulous. For some reason, the way that I have, anyway, it's just a technical difficulty. The way that I have it, the check mark set as like a link to something, it works in the spreadsheet, but when I put it on the web page, when you click on the check mark, it doesn't take you to the project page. So working on how to best fix that. It's a fun technical problem, but yes, congratulations to Pat. Contact me and let me know what you would like.
Yeah.
And excited about this quarter as well. Amy and I are already scheming. But if you are looking for some inspiration or want to show off what you have already done, not this Saturday, not the 15th, but the 22nd, we'll be doing another craft along, like show and share or inspiration, kind of talking through the categories and what you plan to do. So
Yeah, might need to pull a big prize out of stash and put that up for getting people motivated in the third
yeah,
quarter, because this book venture is so much fun, guys. Jump on board. It
yes,
really is.
yes. Speaking of the book venture, we did have the speaker Ashley Wimpy. As I said, I will be posting out in Discord a thread on to win a copy of this fabulous book. The projects are fantastic. I love that rug. Here's the pillows I was talking about. This shawl is just amazing,
Mhm.
as is the blankets, the wall hanging, which you can kind of swap in some motifs there. And then there's several blankets, this blanket, and that blanket, as well as some cup cozies. And then I don't know how she did I don't know that you can see it, but some coasters, which
Mhm.
I thought looked really big and possibly fast, right? Big yarn, possibly fast. Like you could whip out a set of those as like a gift to go
Yeah,
to a
and from our talk with her, a lot of the items in there are commercial yarn that you can find at Michael's or Joann's.
mhm, mhm.
So highly recommend. Yeah, easy, quick, and inexpensive.
Yes, yeah. So there's that rug that I've had my eye on. I've never made a rug before.
Mhm.
Here is the pillow, which I think my version of the pillow will have the big motif on one side and the smaller motif on the other to
Mhm.
mix things up, and also get a different look as you flip through it. And then, yeah, this color play shawl is so much fun. It looks like, I mean, mosaic is a fabulous way to play with color, period, exclamation point, right? But the projects in this book are just fabulous. And as you mentioned, Amy, like yarn is super accessible. So everything that you see in here, if you're like, oh, I absolutely love, I'm enabled by this motif, this blanket and these colors, you can go get them like at a big box store, right? So yeah, just a great book. Yeah, and this is just so striking. I
Mhm.
mean, I can't even.
Yes, super
I
fun.
don't know that I'm up for that level of of jumping into the blanket world, although I did kind of go crazy with blankets for a while, smaller like lap blankets, but and then the fact that she told us that the Sagaro Sunset Afghan was like a last minute ad, right? It's just so crazy to me. So yeah, if you're a ZKN member, you have access to that interview. We'll be giving away a version, or we'll be giving away a hard copy of this book on Discord, and yeah, show Ashley some love, because she has definitely showed us some love, and really love these projects. Yeah, the other one that the dancing aspen scarf was really fun as well.
Ooh,
Just yeah,
very pretty.
like if from far away you might not even realize that, yeah, it's not just like a commercial print, right? So fabulous, so fabulous. So anyway, that's my small book review. Definitely recommend, and the thank you to Ashley for sending it, for chatting with us, and for the book to give away.
Absolutely.
All right, and now for the regularly scheduled programming.
Yeah, I'll go quick.
And she knitted it, and she did it, or she knitted it. She signed it. Of course, she knitted it. Happy knitting, Ashley Winsby. Sorry, last mention. Yes.
So I have the rocket tee. This was done out of Farmer's Daughter's fibers and worn at the retreat. So,
and then you submitted that as a editor's note. What did you do different?
or did I remember? Mohair.
Oh, got it. Excellent.
The pattern calls for mohair and fingering, and I just used two. And I don't think I did any other edits on it. No, that's not to say that I might have, but
not purposeful, just Amy in the flow.
Yes, Amy in the flow sometimes makes edits. And then the other thing that I finished fairly recently was this project. This is from Strange Brew. And if you buy the Strange Brew book, they have motifs that are pre-planned for you. This one is the Mountain Mist, but I added these like northern lights at the top. So I have some northern lights over some mountains, and it doesn't read as Christmassy as I was worried about in person. So I was a little worried because green and red, it would be Christmassy, but I think it looks really wintry, which is perfect.
Yeah. And what weight yarn is that, Amy?
It's a worsted.
Okay.
So this is the wool stock from was it Blue Sky alpaca, whatever. So I did have some moments where I was worried that there was cross-contamination with this yarn. But I think as long as I give it a good wash, it's gonna, it's not supposed to have any alpaca in it. So
by cross-contamination, you mean like it sat next to alpaca in your stash, or like that it may have made it into the ply of the yarn?
I don't know whether it's warehoused in, because most of their yarns have alpaca.
True. Okay. Yeah, so, there we go. They do have alpaca in their name.
Yeah. So most of their yarns are alpaca or have some alpaca in them. So I was it could have been all in my head. But it was like, well, it's not enough to stop. But I was also kind of noticing as I was working with this a little scratch. But yep. So that is my Strange Brew project. It's the Mountain Mist version with a little bit of Northern Lights. This is a motif from Strange Brew. It gives you a bunch of motifs in Strange Brew. So I just picked one to make some Northern Lights on top of the Mountain Mist. And then something I just finished yesterday. So I was going to have 2, but now I have 3. It's not blocked, but I got my outline tee done.
Ah, yes.
So the ends are woven in. It's going to look better with a good block, though, I think, because you drop those stitches and they look a little, this blown out red is terrible on camera, but just to get a little bit more.
Yeah.
but this was stuff I bought at Shepherd's Harvest, so I'm excited to get that together with the other thing I bought at Shepherd's Harvest for an outfit and wear here soon. But definitely needs a block, so it's a block away.
And I think I saw that get cast on, maybe at ZK. Is that right?
I was on the hem, I think, at ZK, yeah.
Excellent.
So I was working the body at ZK, and then after ZK is when all the rest of it happened.
Yeah, I guess that's a good use of a bottom up.
Yeah.
all of the easy parts first.
Yes.
Or the less shaping parts,
But that's all I had, those three. So
Okay. Yeah, I had quite a pile. They have definitely gotten worn prior to, as you were mentioning. So my Lola with the Muse 2320 alpaca silk in Grandma's Davenport. I was like so excited to walk up to show them, and I was like, look, it's the Grandma's Davenport. And she's like, we had to retire that colorway. It made this feel very special. But yeah, it's this base is, so I actually held a lace weight merino silk with the alpaca lace as well, alpaca silk lace. So it's very like silky. Don't know if it bothered you to be next to me at the market, but it is very, you can see kind of the halo that you get there. So this Lola pullover was free as part of like the Unit Toronto one weekend, and I got it through that. The neck looks very wide on a lot of people, so I did a few things to like cast on far less stitches. It kind of made me think that the Tin Can Knits Love Note, like they were very smart in having you provisionally cast on, and then you kind of work the neck to your comfort, because even after I redid the neck several times, like casting on fewer stitches, still seems too big, casting on fewer stitches, seems too big. The circumference that I ended up going with after it had been washed was still like really floppy, like it was out past my bra straps. So I used a strand of the mohair, just the mohair, I believe, and I picked up all the way around with a small needle and then bound off, thinking like thoughts. It is a little hard to get over my head. But it does create kind of a nice little line of stitches there. Like it doesn't look too obvious that I picked up and bound off. And definitely would not have ripped out this mohair to try to decrease and whatever. So just picking up and binding off really helped. I also really messed with the proportion of sleeve stitches to front stitches. Like it had just like, I believe for all sizes, a really small sliver, and for the raglan to make sense in the front, like it was immediately the right size in the front, and then the sleeves would have had to continue to increase for quite some time. I changed the raglan distribution so that the sleeve started out with more. So definitely a Megan hack on this, but love how it turned out. And it's one of those things where you don't think about it, but mohair sweaters seem like a bad idea for a summer wear top, but it is very light. Like it's like as light as a feather, right? You pick it up and it's not heavy because it's and
you put all those holes in it, so
yeah, exactly. It's all those holes. Amy's got to point out the holes, because I was miss, why would you put holes in your in your knitting at the beginning of my knitting career? The other thing that got wear, and again is very light as air, this is a fingering weight sweater. It kind of mirrors the neckline of the Easy V, but is not, the Easy V is in DK and this is in fingering. And then I just threw a motif on there. I don't know if you're able to see it, but there's like some texture, a mohair stripe, that fairy or speckle fairy from Queen City as a thinner stripe, and then back to that texture. And just kind of did that for all of it, other than the hem and the cuffs and the neckband. I really, really like how it turned out. And yeah, the neckline sits great. It's not too wide or too small. And yeah, so kind of another hodgepodge Megan sweater. Took some
I think
elements
somebody
from the
pointed out that, oh, you have been designing.
Yes, I just haven't been writing them up.
Right.
I just haven't been writing them up. So yeah, that is a fun one. That speckle fairy just gets me. Like I've seen it. I think another shop is had some of Janice's speckle fairy in it, and I was like, oh, I want to buy more. But it's a fun one. And then just a parade of Musaburros. I think this was one that I cast on before ZK. This was one that I finished at ZK. This is one that I cast on at ZK. Very fun. This is the leftovers of that speckle fairy. And another sweater. Another one, a green one with some, yeah, oh, you're shaking your head. I still got more here. A light blue one with purple. This one's like leftovers from several sweaters. And then I've started to go male. So this was a silly yarns that was left on the it's got a little bit more of a prickle factor, but I mixed it in with some merino that was left on the giveaway table, sorry. And kind of fun there. And then yeah, this one is 716 mixed with it looks very black, but it's the Knit Picks navy. It's very like very dark navy, and some leftover 716. So I've dipped into more and stirred the stash into some of the more male yarns. I'm not committing to anything, but I have kind of gone, if I'm doing this for anybody, probably going to need some more typical masculine colors in there. So yeah, and again, another one immediately gets cast on, right? So it's I don't know what it is, but it's something.
I feel like I've been knitting down recently, and I haven't been casting on too many things. So yeah, the itch is going to need to be scratched here shortly to get something new on. It just made me think of like all the socks that I want to accomplish, and all the ideas I have for that granny square project. And yeah, so very, very excited to get things cast on as well. But yeah, I'm knitting down right now, interestingly enough. So
you got this. You got this.
Bye.
Bye, Ufta.
Sorry.
Yeah, no, I know you got to run.
Bye.